Welcome to Life International Online. We're getting ready to experience a powerful word from our senior leader, King Adamtey. Make sure that you get ready, get your note takers out so that you can enjoy and experience this amazing word that he has for you. Let's join this powerful word in progress.
Over the last few weeks, I've been coming to you with specific messages that I know had been a tremendous blessing in your lives. There are those who have responded positively, saying that this message that has been coming is actually transforming not only their lives, but resetting their lives and causing them to see the way forward. Today, I'm coming to you with another exceptional message, which I want you to just take your time, relax, and in fact, if you feel like calling some loved ones to join you, do so, because you are going to hear something that is very critical, very important, and I mean it, critical and important. You see, I want to help you through this teaching by the way of the Holy Spirit and by wisdom so that you can connect with yourself and connect with the most important person in life, the important one in life, that is God Himself. Once you discover who God is in your life and you allow Him to take preeminence in your life, I can assure you your life will go according to plan and your planning will go according to God's orders. You will not live a life of regret. You will rather find fulfillment because you understand that you are not living this life alone. Today's message has to do with vision and timing. Vision and timing. So if you have to put it together, I want to just say this to you. I want you to learn to value the vision and manage your time. Value the vision and manage your time. I mean, Paul made a statement. He said, when I was young, I thought like a child, I acted like a child. Everything I did represented childhood. But when I became mature, I put childish things aside and I acted or took the role of matured man and acted likewise. You see, in the days past, you did what was easy to do. But in the present time, you think through the things you do because you want to make sure that you not only get good results, but you want to make sure that the things that you do takes you forward in life. Now, if you connect with God, you understand God's vision for your life. And if you spend time with God, you will know how to manage that time. Because the Bible says that manage the time or redeem the time, for the days are evil. So the message comes to you for you to reconcile and put certain things in order in your life. Valuing the vision. Value the vision and managing the time. Since everything in life has expiration date, it is important for you to answer some of the critical questions I'm going to pose you today. Everything in life has expiration date. Everything in life has expiration date. If the expiration date comes about, the thing that you purchased or the thing that you owned or the things that you have that was not used tends to be useless. Everything has expiration date. Everything in life has expiration date. And because of that, consider these questions I'm going to pose to you, because the purpose here is to provoke you to think outside the box and also to reason beyond the norm. Everything has expiration date, and everything that exists has a purpose. Everything was created for a purpose or for a reason. Everything. So the question I want to ask you is, do you know your life's purpose? Do you know your life's purpose? It is important for you to know your life's purpose, because if you don't know your life's purpose, you will not value the vision that God has for you, and you will also waste time or abuse time or lose time or misplace time. Do you know your life's purpose? Everything God does, He attached purpose to it. Everything. When you hear purpose, it means there should be reasons. That is why children ask questions. Mommy, why? Daddy, why? What are they asking these questions for? They just want to have a meaning or purpose for the things that they see or observe. Why is it that? Why is that that? Why is that that? Why? What happened to him? What happened to her? Why? They just want to know what is the purpose for which they are observing. Everything that God has done, He attached purpose to it. And once you understand purpose, you understand the vision that God has for you, and you appreciate the time that you have to operate within that vision. And if you don't, you waste time, you lose time, you abuse time, or not appreciate the benefit of time. Again, everything in life has expiration date. What happens when you buy a milk? When you buy a milk or anything that is manufactured, there's a stamp attached to it. Even the medicine that cures your diseases and soothes your pain, it has expiration date. And they tell you after this date, don't use it. They'll tell you that, you know what, the manufacturer knows that this is the expiration date, and at times they extend grace, which is shelf life. But after this period, if you take this particular thing or use it, instead of being a blessing to you, it will harm you. That is why if you don't actually understand the vision for your life, and you don't appreciate the time you have to do what you have to do, eventually you become no use for anyone. That is why we are reminded to remember our Creator in the days of our youth. There's a time. There's a purpose. If you don't know the time and the purpose, and you don't remember your Creator, when you are old, you would have wasted precious time and actually miss out on some of the important benefit of life. What's supposed to be meaningful, for which you can cruise through life with a smile, becomes a pain and a stress and a frustration to life. You see, God says that your latter days shall be greater than your former days. What does that mean? When you discover what you're supposed to do early and you begin to operate within the sphere of your call and you are working within the time frame, listen, there will be a time when you would enjoy the bonus life and not the hard life. Let me show you a scripture and the life of Moses. According to Exodus chapter 9, verse 13 through 16, an experience or something that occurred, which I want you to look at. We talk about Moses, how he delivered the people of Israel, how he got them out of the bondage of Pharaoh and Egypt, and he led them. Look at this. He says, then the Lord said to Moses, verse 13, rise up early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh. This is the very Pharaoh he ran away from. Pharaoh supposedly was his adopted grandfather because Pharaoh's daughter found him and he brought him home and became the son to Pharaoh's daughter. Therefore, Pharaoh became the grandfather to Moses. And when you have a grandson, you know how you love grandsons. They can even get away with murder. But this is the case when a grandson couldn't get away with murder. Moses accidentally killed an Egyptian when he saw the oppression that was dished to the people of Israel, the hard labor they served under, the maltreatment. And the interesting thing was he came to their rescue because, you see, the DNA, the connection was there. There's some things that are in you that if you meet the right occasion, it will come out. There are certain things that certain situations bring certain demands. There are certain things that are in you that will only come out on the certain circumstance. Situations brings in you and brings to you things you didn't know, were there or things you didn't expect to come to you. You see, Moses was trying so hard to become Pharaoh's daughter's son. But there is something that connected him to his people. And he came to their rescue, and so doing, he killed one of the Egyptians. And Pharaoh, who says that a child, you could get away with murder, his grandson, supposedly, created much pain for him that he intended on killing him. So what did Moses do? He fled. He fled. He fled, but when God prepared him for the specific assignment and the time was right, God exposed his vision to Moses. And God says, you go and deliver my people. But here God was telling Moses, he says, rise early in the morning. Go and stand before the very man you were running away from. Go and stand before Pharaoh and say to him, thus said the Lord God of the Hebrews, let my people go that they may serve me. That means there is even a purpose for people who are under duress, or people who are marginalized, or people that are oppressed, or people who supposedly have no value. God's purpose for them and timing for the purpose to be exposed was when Moses, after he has been trained and equipped and learned how to hear a voice other than his, to emerge and declare to Pharaoh, let my people go so that they may serve me. Listen, when God delivers you from something, it doesn't mean go and party. You are delivered so you can serve God. When God saved your home, your family, your job, your emotions, and whatever he delivers you from, it's time then to come what? Serve God. There's so many people, when God delivered them from poverty into success, they forget who they're supposed to serve. So what happens? They begin to serve mammon, serve things. You can't serve God and mammon at the same time. That means he is the rewarder of them that diligently seek him. But at the same time, the things God gives you are not meant for you to worship it or serve it. So we are all servants, in case you don't know. You either serve your happiness, your pride, you serve your sickness, you serve this, you serve that. But you better understand that if you know true vision, and you understand the time you have on this earth, you are being called, or you are called upon to serve. Moses was told to tell Pharaoh, let my people go that they may serve me. Verse 14. For at this time I will send all my plagues to you, your very heart, and on your servants and on your people, that you may know that there is none like me in all the earth. Now, verse 15, if I had stretched out my hand and struck you and your people with pestilence, then you would have been cut off from the earth. Verse 16, but indeed, for this purpose, I have raised you up, that I may show my power in you, and that my name may be declared in all the earth. That means, Moses, through your curiosity, through your interest, and through your compassion for which you killed, and you have been exercised, and you've been in the wilderness, and stayed on the backside of the desert, I want you to know that I was raising you up there until you can understand the whole vision and accept that this is the time for you to emerge. The time has come for you to go and face the very thing you're running away from. The time has come for you to value your mission. And if you can do that, you go this far. You see, God has a purpose for every one of us. You have a purpose. That is why you have to value the vision that you have. And manage the time that you have. You see, Jesus Christ is the greatest example. He's the reason why we exist, because in him we live and we move and we have our being. At the same time, life is given to every one of us as believers. As believers, life is given to every one of us through the works of Christ. But even that, there's a purpose for it. 1 John chapter 3, verse 8 says, for this purpose. For this purpose. You see, Moses was raised for a purpose. So for the purpose, look at the things he went through. You are going through things, but remember, the things you are going through is the process. What you should be concerned about is the purpose or the vision that God has for your life. If you understand that, you will not change a thing that has happened in your life. You'll be grateful. The only regret is that we didn't come to know the Lord early. The only regret should be that we didn't hear his voice when we should. But I tell you, all the negative challenges, painful, gruesome things you've been through, they are all part and parcel connected to your purpose. Because without that, you will not know the purpose in which you live in, and you will not be able to serve fully or maximize your life's potential within the time that you have. He says, for this purpose was the Son of God manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. This makes it very clear, and I'm going to say something that will shock you. Listen to me very firstly. If you're a believer, when you ask a Christian, why did Jesus come? The first thing they tell you that he came to die for us. No, that's not the purpose why he came to die for you. The first purpose why Jesus came was to deal with the one who is trying to stop the purpose of God from manifesting in human life. For this purpose was the Son of God manifested, that he might what? Destroy the works of the enemy. Listen a moment. Why will he destroy the works of the enemy? Because the enemy is a destroyer. John 10:10 says, the thief comes not to but what? Steal, kill, and to destroy. So Jesus came to destroy the works of the destroyer. That's the main reason. Because the destroyer was destroying God's plan, God's purpose for mankind. And what did he do? The enemy came to destroy that in the garden. So Jesus had to come to what? Destroy it first. And after he destroyed that, he established his kingdom and he brought us into the kingdom. That's what he came to do. First, to destroy the works of the enemy. For this purpose was the Son of God manifested. So it makes it clear that Jesus Christ came to destroy the works of the enemy. In the process, establish his kingdom. For the kingdom has come and is living amongst you. And thirdly, for him to redeem you and bring you into the kingdom. So we're not supposed to put the cart before the horse. There's a purpose, a reason, a meaning why Jesus Christ came. And you can tell that Jesus valued the vision that he had from God. He made statements like, I must work the works of him that sent me whilst it is day, because the night is coming when no man shall be able to work. For this reason I came, Jesus said. For this reason that I came. Jesus, I have to continue this work. For this reason I came. He came and he made sure that the people around him understood that he had a vision which ought to be accomplished. And part of the vision meant he would die physically on the cross, but rise again from the dead. Peter was trying to act humane. Peter was trying to act friendly. And Peter was trying to show his love for Jesus. He wasn't ready for Jesus to be killed. But Jesus said, don't stop the purpose of God. Don't stop the reason why I came. Put your sword back. It's not a time to chop people's ears off. I came for this reason. And this reason, to make sure that I finish my assignment because I have a time to operate in. He told the disciples, he said, a time is coming when I will not be able to be with you. I have to do what I have to do within this time. There's a season for my life. When you discover the purpose of your vision or the purpose of God's vision for your life, and you operate within the time you're supposed to operate in, I tell you, you have no fear of death. People who fear death are those who have not discovered the vision for their lives. But if you know the vision for which you came, and you understand that you have a time to operate within that vision, you will not waste your time. You will manage the time, and you manage it well. So if Jesus said, for this reason I came, and John 3:8 says, for this reason was the Son of God manifested, that he might destroy the works of the enemy, then he's telling us mouthful. There's a reason why God brought you into this world for such a time as this. In the midst of COVID-19, in the midst of the uncertainty, in the midst of the global pandemic and frustration and all the fears, there's a reason why you're still breathing. There's a reason why you're still here. But if you understand that, then your pursuit in life will be different. If you understand your purpose and the reasoning of your existence, then the things you do will be different. So I want to ask you this question. What are you pursuing in life? What are you pursuing in life? What are you really pursuing in life? Is it success that you are after? Or you are after fulfillment? Are you pursuing success in life or you are pursuing fulfillment? After a certain point in life, I realized that success is not something I have to work hard for. Success will come if I find fulfillment in my mission in life. I said the same thing to you. If you discover your mission and your assignment on earth and you look for fulfillment, success will come. You are successful when you discover what you are here to fulfill. So you get personal fulfillment. God gets fulfillment, and you fulfill the dreams and aspirations of people around you. Value the vision and manage your time. Can I advise you? Please, whatever you do, don't be influenced by unnecessary activities. Make a note. Don't be influenced by unnecessary activities. You have to be serious about this statement. And don't allow yourself to be influenced by unnecessary activities. There's so many unnecessary activities. And if you don't know, you fall into that trap. And if you do so, you will not be able to manage time. You will lose time, you will abuse time, and you will not actually benefit from time. And your vision will go to waste. And distractions will come for certain. There's so many influences that will come. But make sure that you don't get influenced by unnecessary activities. Number 2, I want to give you this advice. Always respond to the demands of your life's purpose only. Always respond to the demands of your life's purposes only. Don't respond to things that will take you away from your life's purpose. Jesus is the greatest example again. He stayed focused. He was focused. He did not allow himself to be influenced by unnecessary activities, nor did he respond to demands outside his life's purpose. He only responded to the demands of his life's purpose. And he did it, and he did it well. John chapter 18. I want us to look at something in verse 37. When Jesus was brought before Pilate, there was an exchange. And this was towards closer to his crucifixion. There's so many things said about Jesus. Some said he was a prophet. Some said he was that and all of that. Those things were said about him. And others were saying that he was a king. And he made the declaration himself that he was a son of God. And Israel knew that the only king they had is God. So if Jesus claimed he is the Son of God, that means he's royal. And that means on earth, his representation of God in the flesh. So Pilate said to him, "Are you a king?" Jesus answered, "You say rightly that I am a king. Yes, he is a king. For this cause I was what? Born." In other words, I was born for this cause. And for this cause I have come into the world, so that I will bear witness to the truth. I am here because I'm a king, Jesus says. I am here because what you were asking is what the world is looking for. I have come into this world to establish my kingdom, because whenever a king goes to a territory, he conquers. So I have come to this world to conquer this world, turn the world around, influence the world, introduce my kingdom to this world. That is why when you become a disciple of Jesus Christ, he tells you, go ye to the world and proclaim the gospel to the whole world. The gospel of the kingdom. Talking about who? Jesus as the king of the kingdom. Because his kingdom is come upon this earth. He told the disciples, my kingdom is not of this world. Go and proclaim a kingdom that I will introduce you to. You are already in the kingdom. So speak like servants of the kingdom. You have kingdom benefits, kingdom rights, kingdom understanding. You are royals. Go and publicize that the kingdom has come and is amongst you, is in your heart. If you receive my message, you've received my kingdom. That's exactly what he said. So Pilate asked a question, and Jesus made sure that Pilate understood his purpose and his timing in this world. For this cause I was born, and for this cause I've come into the world, solely to bear witness to the truth. And he says, everyone who is of the truth will hear my voice. That's powerful. And take note, Jesus knew why he was in this world. Even in the time of great stress and pending death, he was able to explain his life's purpose. He was always aware of his mission and the reason for his existence. If you only remember that you were a leader when you drive to your job, then you are no leader at all. Because a true leader is not only a leader when he's on his assignment. You are a leader when you are home. You are a leader when you're sleeping. You are a leader when you wake up. You are a leader all the way around. You don't have to wait for an assignment to determine who you are. There are so many people who forget that they are parents. They are only parents when they are home with their families. There are so many husbands who don't know that they are husbands. They are only husbands when food is cooked and when they have to give instructions. If you are a true leader, you are a leader whether you are functioning at the time or not. Jesus, whether he was sleeping or awake, he was still the Son of God. He was still the King of Kings. So if you're a true leader, whether you are under duress, you are happy, you are still the leader. It makes no difference. You are still the person that you are. My brother and my beloved sister, hear me well. I want you to value the vision that God has given you so that you will not abuse the time that you live in. It's better to manage your time than abuse it. And it's better to manage your time than time leaving you behind. Never, again, never procrastinate your assignment. Whatever assignment you have in life, please don't procrastinate it. Don't push it to the side. Now, so many of you have great visions. You've accepted the vision, but you are wasting time. You are not operating within the timing of the vision. And everything has a time, and everything under the sun has a purpose. So if you would understand the timing and you will not be procrastinating your assignment, I can tell you that you will find great happiness and great joy in this life's journey. And lately I like using the word life journey because life is a journey, and the journey is all in life. You see, Jesus was so aware of his environment. As young as he was, the age of 12, when they went out to be counted in the census, he knew who he was. For 3 days, he was lost. In other words, Joseph and Mary couldn't find him. They sought him out for 3 days. And when they found him, in the midst of all the stress, I could see and I could even hear Joseph saying, "Hey boy, where have you been? We've been looking for you. Your mom and I have been looking for you." And listen to what Jesus said in Luke chapter 2, verse 49. Jesus said, "Why did you seek me? Why are you looking for me?" Listen to a 12-year-old speaking to his father, supposedly his biological father, but he is not the father. He was trying to let Joseph know on certain terms, "Why are you seeking me? Seeking for me? Why are you looking for me? I am at the age where I must start doing the work for my father." He is trying to let us all know that you don't wait until you are 75 years old to find your life's mission. You should know very early. And I'll say this, and this is my dream. I want to spend my time to teach young people as early as 5 and 6 years old how they can discover their purpose in life. Let's stop telling our children Bible stories which will make them walk away from God. Let's teach them early the facts and the truth of the Bible, not just stories, because people don't do much with stories. You forget stories because story is your own narration. But tell people truth. And what our children need is leadership from tender age. Jesus knew, he understood the vision so young, at the age of 12, to say to Joseph, "Why are you looking for me? I am not idle. I am actually working. I am doing my father's business." I knew who I was. By the age of 10, I knew what I was called to do. And I've never strayed from my mission. That's what I've done all these years. I never get bored. I get energized because I know what I'm called to do. That is why I always tell people, and I may say it to you, dance to your own music and don't try to dance other people's music because you don't have the rhythm to dance. Some of the dance will let your knees give up on you. Some of the dance will make you faint because you don't have the energy or the style to dance other people's music. Dance to your own tune. Stay in your lane. Focus on the vision. Make sure that you follow the vision, and should you need help, for those who are mature or spiritual, or those who have wisdom to help guide you, do so. But don't just be a photocopy. Don't borrow other people's vision because you may not have the grace to accomplish it or the joy to finish it. Don't procrastinate your assignment. Jesus knew his mission, so he didn't waste time. Why are you looking for me, Daddy Joseph? Did you not know that I must be about my father's business? Have you forgotten that I'm doing the work for my father? That's very powerful. And I want you to keep that in mind. Always, always surround yourself with positive people who share in your vision. Never surround yourself with people who don't share in your vision. Surround yourself with positive people who share in your vision. Never waste your time. It is not the crowd that validates your vision. It's the people that understand the vision that validates you. Never surround yourself with people who are negative. Rather, surround yourself with positive people who share in your vision. If you do so, you'll be able to manage your time and you will not waste time. If you want to value the vision and manage your time, do this. Always be inspired by doers and not just talkers. There are so many talkers out there. And at times, you yourself, you are a talker. You talk yourself to believe in your own dreams that does not go anywhere. Be inspired by doers and not talkers. Just talkers. Everybody can be a talker. If you want to value the vision and you want to manage your time, don't just allow, just talk. Be inspired by doers. When you see people who are achieving, people who are moving forward, people who understand their mission and purpose, who are satisfied in their own skin, you can say that these persons know what they're about. You know, let me tell this to you, whether in business or in the family or in work or in the church or in the school, every school specializes in specific programs. Not all schools teach the same thing, and not all schools have the same teachers. So if you go to school or you're in a job, don't try to make your boss like your former boss. Don't make that mistake. And don't compare your apartment with your new home. As a child, you learn how to ride bicycles. But as an adult, you get license to drive. Nobody have to give you license to ride a bicycle. You learn by try and error. But to be able to drive, you have to qualify. You have to get a license. And there is a board that determines whether the car you're going to manage is going to be safe for you or people. It's not the car they are protecting, it's you and valuable lives and properties. To be successful in your purpose, please avoid distractors and time wasters. There are so many time wasters and there are so many distractors. Avoid them if you want to be successful in your purpose. Value the vision and manage the time. Let me quickly bring this to point. 5 distractions you should always avoid. Avoid the distraction that comes from people who have not heard from God the way you have. There are some things God will tell you He's not told everyone else. And should God tell people about your vision, there should be people who are ahead of you or people who can help guide you. If you have a revelation, that revelation can be shared with people who are mature and can help you to discern it and to make sure that you put things in the rightful place. But avoid distraction, especially when people have not heard from God and not willing to pay the price you call to pay to tell you how to go by the vision. I'd never get and allow people who have not or haven't experienced the things I've experienced or gone through the things I've gone through to tell me what God is saying to me. Because the Bible says, follow the life and example of those who through faith and patience, follow them, their lives. Number 2, Avoid distractions. That comes from false brethren. There are some people who are false people. You think they are good. They are not good. They are false. They are false relationships, false girlfriends, false boyfriends, false associations. You have to make sure they don't become a nightmare in your life. Avoid distraction from those who are false brethren. Number 3, avoid distractions that comes from uncommitted people. There are so many people who come around you who are not committed. Avoid. They can be a distraction. Don't waste your energy trying to fix those who are not committed to you. Avoid the distraction that comes from uncommitted people. If you do so, you maintain the vision and you manage your time. Number 4, avoid distraction from unproductive and unnecessary arguments. There are times you waste your time with people who just argue day and night. Every time argument. Avoid that. Avoid people who are unproductive. They never do anything. They sit in the same spot. Never go and never come. Never want to take any risk because they fear embarrassment. They fear failure. These are distractors. They are unproductive and they love to argue unnecessarily. And the 5th point is avoid distractions from visionless and purposeless people. There are some people who are purposeless and also they are visionless. Avoid the distraction that comes from their quarters. Value the vision and manage the time. You can do so also by always pushing forward. Keep pushing. Don't stay at the same spot. Keep pushing. Let me say it again. Keep pushing. I'm getting excited. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. You always have to push. It's important you push. If you want to be able to manage your time and value the vision, please do this. And I'm speaking from experience. I'm teaching from my own life experience because I realize the best thing I can do is to be honest and teach you, not from a place of greatness, but from a place of practicality. So you can learn from my very life the things that I have learned, which some of the mistakes I've made, so you avoid them. Listen to this. Don't be impressed by your last success. Many of us, we are too impressed by our last success. And we talk about our last success so many times. Never be too impressed by your last success. When people ask me questions, tell me about you. I say, what is there is to know about me? You've already Googled. You know exactly what you need to know about me. Why should I repeat what you already know? But ask me to tell you what I'm aiming to achieve or what I'm hoping to fulfill. And I'll tell you what lies ahead of me and not what is behind me. Don't be too impressed by your last success. If you can take this, I can tell you, you are one who is going to value good results because you value the vision and you manage your time. I wish you Godspeed and ask God's blessing upon your life. I would like to share 8 points, but not today, because I want you to come back and hear the rest of the message. 8 things that relates to value added and time redeemed. I bless you, and I'll see you soon.
Hello, family. This is Dr. Samantha. Listen, during these times, it is so important that we understand how we stay connected to the kingdom economy, and that is through our giving. When everything seems to be going on wrong around you, the tendency is to withhold. The tendency is to go singular. But when we do that and all we worry about is ourselves, then we cut ourselves off from the very thing that we need, which is the flow of kingdom economy. So I really want to encourage you that in this season, when it seems like there's a lot of stuff going on that would make you want to go singular, I want to encourage you to go plural. I want to encourage you to not think about yourself, but to really begin to put others first. Because when you give, it's given back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. This is a season when it seems like there is famine and all kinds of stuff going on around. It's when you sow in this ground that the ground is fertile and it produces immediate turnaround in your life. I want to challenge you to destroy the fear, to destroy the lack, by, in the midst of a situation and circumstances that seem adverse, to sow in that land and see your life be blessed. And so we have a wonderful good ground here at Life International. I want to encourage you to go to the website. It's right there on your screen, and make sure that you are faithful in your giving. Defeat the things that are trying to defeat you by causing yourself to sow even in the midst of famine. God bless you, and I look forward to seeing you really soon.